Alright, I think we have reached our final map. This is as far as I've got from my short episode list, so I assume this is our final map until the end times. So we got one more interview question with Leavon, and then one last short story, and then we're into main story shenanigans from there, so we'll start picking up speed toward his ending, hopefully. But first, what is our last interview? If spring comes to this town.
When spring comes? That's difficult to imagine. But if spring really does come, I'm sure it would be a huge commotion. When the banquets start, there will be a need for security. Levi should be handling that as a leader, but I have a feeling he's only going to join in on the celebration. I suppose that's fine. If the townspeople can live happily, there is nothing more I would want. And also my girlfriend.
What was that?
Nothing.
Alright, and then taunting and logic. Is this the Yandere one where we really start to see it? Ugh, it's so cold. I entered the manor with the wind still blowing behind me. I wonder if anyone's home. If Francisca's here, I can warm up while talking with her. While I was thinking that, I felt a tap on my shoulder. Oh, Lavan, you're here today?
Yeah. I'll be going out when the fog is out, though. Are you shivering?
Am I? I was working outside all day and it was so cold. Oh, is Francisca here?
I don't know. Anyway, let me get you something warm to drink.
Oh, that'd be great.
Mother seems to be out. Was there something you needed to talk to her about?
It's okay if she's not here. But can you let me stay and warm up a bit?
Of course.
I warmed myself in front of the fireplace while Leavon brought me some warm tea. My chilled body was warm to the core. I felt so rejuvenated. Thanks. It seems like I was feeling much colder than I initially thought.
It's good to be diligent, but don't overwork yourself.
Yes, I know. Lavan sat in front of the fireplace like me, and we both drank our tea. Doing this makes it feel like I'm back home.
Yeah. You know, you can come back at any time.
If things ever get too tough, I will. I'm happy that you still welcome me without hesitation. I was able to say that because I had no intention of returning. Leavon responded with a slight smile, so I was sure he knew. The firewood crackled in the fireplace as Leavon and I continued our small talk.
The Masquerade is coming up soon. Did you find what you're looking for?
No, not yet. Time is limited, but I'm trying my best.
I was hoping to give you some info if I had any.
Yeah, thank you anyway. I'm just happy you're willing to help. I gulped down the rest of the tea. Not only was it warming, it smelled and tasted great too. That was good. But...
What?
I wish I warmed up my hands first. My fingers are still freezing. My ice-cold fingertips were being thawed by the warmth of the tea, but I had drank it all before it got cold. I rubbed my hands together and held them in front of the fireplace, but I couldn't get them to warm very quickly. There's that mischievous look.
Here, let me see.
Leavon leaned over and held my hand. That surprised me, but it felt strange for me to overreact to it.
You really are cold. Maybe you should take more breaks in between jobs. Oh, and you should buy warmer gloves or something.
Yeah, I guess so. Leavon's hand was big and warm. His strong hand wrapped around my fingers warmed them comfortably. It feels like we're holding hands. The gentle way he cupped my hand, caressing my fingers to look for any cold spots. It seemed like what lovers would do. He's just warming me up. Oh, just you wait. Oh, just you wait. I tried to tell that to myself, but I wasn't convinced. Lavan, you have calluses here. Why? I glanced down and happened to see his hand, so I tried to take my mind off it.
Oh, this. I have a habit of gripping my sword in a strange way. My skin always hardens there.
Oh, really? But that proves you've been training hard.
Well, if you say so.
Lavan gave a small chuckle. What's wrong?
No, nothing. I was just wondering why you had a need to be nervous.
Huh? I'm not nervous. Like you said, there's no need to be. I was obviously nervous as Lavan stared at my face. It was embarrassing because it felt like he saw right through me. My hands were warmed up, but Lavan still wouldn't let me go. Right when I said it was enough, I heard the voice of a maid from far away. There are many letters for you again today, Master Leavon. I pulled my hand away upon hearing the voice. It may have looked unnatural, but it couldn't be helped. The look of utter betrayal.
Letters?
Yes, from many ladies. You're always so popular.
Do I need to see them now? Pardon? Never mind. I'll take them.
The maid handed Lavan some letters and quickly left the room restlessly. There seemed to be about 5 letters. Lavan opened them one at a time and read through them. Are those all from women?
A couple are for administrative matters. Only 3 are from women not on official business.
That means the majority were from women. I wonder how many he usually got. Are those what they'd call love letters?
I suppose so, but they all sound the same.
I made a wry smile at the sound of that. They all talked about liking Lavan, so of course they would sound the same. Do you reply back to each of them?
I do reply whenever I find the time.
So he did reply. Although it wasn't an out-of-the-ordinary response that made me nervous for some reason.
I only write short responses. There is no need to say anything more.
Oh, really? I wondered how he responded. If he made the message so abrupt, was it really a reply worth sending?
You've never received love letters like this, have you?
He saw right through me, but when he said it so directly, it was annoying. No! I've gotten some before.
Really?
Not by letter. But I've been in love once. Or twice.
You have?
It felt like a light interrogation. I was sure he was just teasing me at this point. I have. I looked away when I said that, so it was obviously a lie.
Where are you looking?
I'm trying to remember it.
I get the feeling you've never had anything like that happen to you.
That's not true! I wonder when that was. I could hear Leavon chuckle. Ah, yes, that's right. I thought about coming up with a story to play it off, but before I could do so, Leavon's strong hand held up my chin.
Then things like this, too.
His eyes and face came close. What's going on? His smile paid no heed to my nervousness. We were so close our breaths touched each other. I couldn't tell what Leavon's intentions were, so I continued to lie. Well, of course.
Of course. Of course what?
I couldn't bear to listen to his whispers any longer, so I turned away to maintain some distance. Let me go. I didn't know what kind of expression Leavon was making right now, but he grabbed my arm and towered over me. He grabbed so firmly that it hurt. Here we go. Here we go again! Woo, let's go! Right in between the legs, just right positioned perfectly. Oh, maid, where have you gone? He didn't say anything. He had knocked me down on the floor, but why wouldn't he say anything? Normally, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Normally when he jumped on me like this, we laugh it off as an accident. Ah, happy little accidents. He's hurting my arm. He held me down so tightly that I couldn't shake him off easily. Because our bodies were so different in size, when he held me down like this, I had no way of escaping. Escaping? I didn't understand what was going on anymore. What am I trying to escape from? Lavan and I grew up in the home like brothers. At least that's what I thought. We were both men here. He was about to say something, but he closed his eyes and stopped. I didn't know what he wanted to say, but being so close in this position, I wouldn't be able to respond normally no matter what he said. You're hurting me. I could feel my face getting hotter. My heart was also racing. What should I do?
Haven't you also done something like this?
He seemed to choose his words carefully while looking at me with a heated gaze. Of course I haven't. At the very least, I wouldn't jump on someone like this.
I suppose so, in your case. Sorry about that.
Leavon finally stood up to release me. I stood up too and breathed a sigh of relief. You really surprised me, you know.
Sorry. Want to have another cup of tea?
No, I'm fine. Leavon's attitude suddenly reverted back to his usual self. I got the strange feeling that what he did wasn't a big deal to him. Do you always do these things to women?
Who knows? What do you think?
What? Don't answer my question with another question. Well, I guess I don't care. I feel embarrassed at what transpired, so I quickly fixed my clothes. I ran my fingers through my messed up hair and realized my heart was still pounding. I need to get back to work. Good luck with yours, Leavon.
Yeah. Have you warmed up enough already?
Yeah, I think so. My face and hands were far hotter than I imagined they'd be. I wondered if he said that knowingly, but Leavon saw me off with a smile. I've never fallen in love, so how would I know? Are you sure about that? I tried to remember the love letters Leavon was reading. Those letters were so long, so receiving a short reply would be too cruel. Would it be better to not let the other party get her hopes up if there was no chance of a relationship? Then what about the time when he held my hand and pushed me down? I didn't understand how he could do something like that so easily. Or could it be because he thought of me as a man in his family? Would he suddenly be unable to do what he did if he found out I was a woman? Or would I understand it all once I fall in love? I had so many questions in mind as the cold wind blew me down the path away from the manor. That wind doing the Lord's work. Blow, wind, blow! Blow her away from the Anderiness. The wind was especially cold today. I wanted to stay just a little bit longer in that warm room. You would have got even hotter than you already did, girl. Alright, and with that, we are finito with all the maps. So, back to main story shenanigans. I will bring you guys in when Leavon-centric things are afoot. Alright, and now we've arrived at the Masquerade, so it's time to dance, dance, dance with our Yandere boy. So let's go dance! The town square was filled with dancing people, with stomachs filled with fruits and berries. Come, come, and let's join hands. Forget it all and dance, dance, dance. The Masquerade is the best opportunity for a girl in this town to dance with a wonderful gentleman, and it only happens once a year. That was what T said, but it didn't really feel that way. Men and women were switching dance partners left and right. They were simply enjoying the dance itself. Did I get the time and place wrong? Then again, I did prefer more casual atmospheres like this rather than anything romantic.
You're not going to dance?
Ah! I jumped at the sudden call to me as I turned around.
Excuse me. Did I surprise you?
He was wearing a mask, but I could tell it was Leavon. The giant wolf gold brocade ornament thing give it away. He was much more gentlemanlike than the Leavon I knew, who's a scoundrel under normal circumstances.
You resembled someone I know from behind, so I couldn't help but call out to you.
Yes.
Would you like to dance with me?
With you?
Yes.
Leavon nodded. Mr. I reject 3 women every day that I get letters wants to ask a random girl to dance? Or is it random? What should I do? It wasn't that I didn't want to dance with Leavon. To him, I was just another woman right now, and Leavon is the heir to the clan of the Wolf. As I dwelled on what to do, Leavon suddenly grabbed hold of my hand.
If you don't mind, please.
Yes. He drew me by my hand to the center of the town square.
Watch your step.
Oh! We danced among the other people in town. My movements were embarrassingly awkward. This is why Lawrence was telling you to practice. I was in an outfit I'm not used to, and in shoes I'd never worn. On top of that, I had never danced in my life. I was glad I was wearing a mask. Otherwise, everyone would see that my face was all red.
Do you have experience in dancing?
Actually, none at all.
Then leave it to me.
Leavon led and swayed me in unison with him. I could tell my body was tense. He's got you. Don't you worry about a thing. This is still a gorgeous CG, by the by. Love it.
Relax. Place your hand on my shoulder. Yes. Now entrust yourself to me.
I trusted Leavon and relaxed my whole body. Oh! I suddenly felt much lighter. It felt like I was dancing and spinning in midair. Of course, it was Leavon that was doing that for me. Wow.
What do you see?
Huh? The lights of the festival, and Leavon's face. Leavon continued to gaze at my face while he led the dance. His eyes were earnest. My heart jumped a little. I felt like he saw right through the mask.
Are you afraid?
Huh?
For leaving your body to a man like me?
Not at all. It's reassuring. You feel so reliable. I said what was in my heart, and I smiled a little bashfully.
This is like a dream. To be able to dance with someone like you.
As if to repay what I did, he whispered in my ear words that made me feel even more embarrassed.
Yes. It's like a dream.
No, you can't be— Ah! We almost hit the couple next to us, and Leavon pulled me toward him. The momentum brought me right into his arms. Sorry. Huh? For a second, Leavon tightened his arms around me. 100% knows it's you. Hundo. I fit right into his strong chest. When did we become so different? Leavon seemed to want to say something, but soon after we started dancing again to the music. It feels like he embraced me back then. We continued dancing, though all I could say I did was let Leavon take the lead. The watchful eyes from other dancing couples tickled, but because of the mask, I felt strangely fine. The princesses I read about in books must have danced like this with their princes. It made me feel like this was a special moment. That was what was going on in my mind. Very pretty. Soon the music stopped. A moment later, the next tune began, but Leavon let go of me.
Thank you. That was enjoyable.
The pleasure's all mine. I was surprised to feel disappointed. I wanted to dance with Leavon a bit longer, but it couldn't be helped. Lavan was a busy man. Was it all right for you to dance with me?
Why would you ask that?
Because you're the heir to the Wolf Clan.
On a day like today, something of that nature does not matter.
But weren't there others you wanted to dance with?
I only wanted to dance with you alone.
His serious tone made my heart jump. But Leavon didn't say that to me. He said that to the stranger in front of him. Huh? Then why just me? Why indeed?
I wondered why.
My confusion must have showed. He responded with an ambiguous smile.
Next time, I hope I can be more brave about asking for your hand.
Huh?
No, it's nothing.
Leavon brushed my hair up with his finger. He then gently placed a kiss on me. I mean, boy's pretty bold as is, if you're asking my opinion.
I'll take my leave now.
That little smirk he does as he slides off screen. He's gone. I wonder what Leavon wanted to say. Right now, I'm not Jed, and I could never ask him why as Jed. The pleasant time spent had passed, and now only frustration remained. What should I do next? Alright, I'll go through my stuff with Levi and Lugus as well, so I avoid that happy end, quotation marks. And I'll bring you in when another thing happens. Okay, so we are in chapter 5, I believe. I've been skipping ahead a little bit, and as you can see, Hugh's here. He just saved me from Lugus. Appreciate him for that. And Levi and Lavan are running in, and I thought I would include this moment because it's kind of a big turning point where the secret's out now that Jed's a woman after this, so yeah. Thought it would be good to get that into the video as well. The boys' reactions to the reveal. Someone was yelling, probably Levi, and then I heard running through the grass. Levi? And Leavon? Why are you here?
That's what I want to know. You were late, so I went to go look for you. And here you are.
Who's that? Why are you two making out?
Huh? I just realized that after he pointed it out, Hugh was practically hugging me. Hugh, stop being so gosh dang distracting. I quickly shoved him. Pushed him aside. No! You have it all wrong!
Yes, you do. Besides, we're not both guys.
Huh? The hell are you? Oh.
Hey, Judd!
Hugh! What are you?
No point in hiding it. Especially if they've seen that.
That? Hugh pointed at my chest. Lavan and Levi both looked as well. I got 3 guys staring at my chest. Great. I slowly glanced downward. Ah! My shirt had been cut sideways, exposing my chest. I've had my Mulan moment. When did this happen? It must have been when I dodged Lugus's sword. It hurt for me to admit it, but I wasn't well endowed at all. But even so, the anatomy of my chest was different from that of a man's. If they saw it, they'd instantly...
At least try to hide it.
Yeah, but...
Use this.
Thank you. Thanks. Lavan practically tore off his coat to give to me. I got the feeling he was trying to change the subject. Meanwhile, shook. Levi was still frozen up. It made sense. If anyone saw this, they'd react the same way. Except for Lavan.
Did you do this?
Lavan turned to Hugh with a threatening look. Hugh didn't deny or agree. He just smiled as if he was enjoying the situation. No! Hugh helped me!
Helped you?
I don't get what's going on.
Anyway, he saved my life. My voice was weak. I felt so pitiful. I was so riled up to defeat the Hawks, but the way I looked at that moment...
I see. Then let me thank you for saving her.
You're welcome.
But I'd like for you to leave without further discussion.
Yes. I have no intention of sticking around either. Now then.
Hugh came up to me. For some reason, I flinched. I covered my chest with Lavan's coat. I couldn't believe I was doing such feminine gestures in the first place. Ignoring my nervous movements, Hugh put his mouth to my ear.
I'll come see you again.
I forgot this guy's riz. He just comes in and smooches her in front of these two I'll be back later, sweet thing. Oh, Hugh. I cannot wait for you. But I must focus on Leavon. I will focus. Brrr. He lightly kissed my cheek before leaving. Yes. Good. Good. I watched Hugh as he left. My line of sight remained there, despite him being long gone. No one said anything. I didn't have the courage to look at the two of them. What should I do? I was so angry at them both prior to leaving the tower. There were so many things I wanted to say to them, but they all vanished. They found out I'm a woman. They found out the secret I had been hiding from them for over 10 years. What should I do? Should I apologize? How should I? I couldn't find the right words.
Jed, you go back to the tower.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I made an awkward sound with the silence suddenly broken.
Levi, walk her back.
Me? What about you, Lavan?
I'll go back on my own.
Wait! I hurriedly tried to stop Leavon from leaving. I need to say something. I kept it from you that I was a woman.
I knew.
Huh? He knew? Since when? I couldn't bring myself to ask that. Just smiles and leaves. Leavon didn't say anything else. With a bitter look, he walked away. Welp. Levi?
It's nothing. Shall we go?
Okay. Levi and I walked in the opposite direction from Leavon. Poor Levi, left out of the loop, but not intentionally. Okay, well... Mouse comes in out of nowhere. I guess with that, it's probably a little bit of time until Leavon shows up again, so I'll bring you in when another major thing happens. Okay, a little bit of fast forwarding later, and we're at reveal number 2, which is Jed being a witch. So she just told Lawrence and Elric, and now it's time to tell Lavan and Levi, so thought we should see this again as well. The chapel felt so large when it was devoid of people. The floor was chilly. It was so quiet. I wondered if it was snowing outside again. I looked up at the stained glass windows. The hazy glow felt oddly nostalgic, and it calmed my heart. I heard the door open behind me.
I brought them.
Thank you, Elric. I'm sorry I made you do this.
Seriously, you're driving me like a slave.
He mumbled a complaint, and I saw 2 people from behind Elric entering the church. Elric quickly went into the back room, leaving the 3 of us. This is awkward, but I have to do it. I called them here to remedy our broken relationship. I couldn't stay quiet the whole time. Sorry for calling you all the way here.
Seriously, we don't exactly have a lot of free time.
I don't mind. I was just wandering around, unlike Lavan.
So, for today, I wanted to properly apologize to you 2 for keeping a secret.
I don't care.
Of course you don't. You already knew.
Cut the crap, Levi.
There was still discord between them. Levi was being irritated while Lavan seemed sullen. I didn't exactly have a plan before calling them over. I just needed to say something. I look around the church trying to find something. The light from the stained glass window caught my eye. That light caused a hidden memory to be revived inside of me. Do you two remember when we were small? We had a little adventure to the tower. Me, Lavan, and Levi.
Adventure? Did we? I guess we did do something like that.
I do have a vague memory of it. I thought there was one more person.
Levi, you suggested it, and then Lavan and I tagged along.
He's always been stubborn ever since we were kids.
I'm starting to remember more. Yeah, we did. We did go.
Way back when.
Is it all right to come this far?
It's fine. We're on an adventure.
Don't blame me if Mother scolds you for this.
You can go home if you're afraid.
I'm not afraid. Don't make fun of me. Besides, witches don't exist. You said you wanted to go look, so I'm just watching over you.
What? Yeah, they do exist. They come out in fairy tales all the time.
Fairy tales are all lies.
No, they aren't. They do exist.
Come on, stop fighting!
Whoa! Don't shout at me all of a sudden.
What's going on? Did you find something?
I think I saw something shining over there.
Huh? Where? Let's take a look.
Hey, don't! It's dangerous if you go alone.
You're a scaredy cat too.
Did you just hear a voice?
Like a person's.
I don't know. It sounded like a woman laughing.
A woman? Could it be?
They say there's a witch that lives in the forest.
Even while we talked, the memories of our childhood were revived in my head. The memory of my childhood when I didn't have any responsibility or care in the world.
It's true that Leavon was real afraid of it.
Yep. I can't believe it knowing how Lavan is now.
I wasn't afraid. I just didn't want to cause Mother any worry. If you remember, we were scolded harshly that day.
Ah, I think I remember. We all went home crying. Why were we crying again?
Well, we won't talk about that right now. I pointed at the stained glass window and the two looked up. We found a pretty sculpture that looked like that. And... Huh? I've seen that sculpture recently. I couldn't remember the exact shape, but I just had a feeling.
And then we heard some strange voice.
Yeah, that's right. And then we got scared.
Ah, right! It was the witch's voice. One of us yelled that it was the forest witch.
You said it.
What? No way. It wasn't me.
But it was indeed strange. That experience struck such fear in us, but we didn't remember until now.
Oh, that was right. This could have been one of the reasons why I couldn't reveal my secret. If I told them, they might have feared me like that time back then. That was why I ran away. That's right. You both cried at the witch's voice because you were afraid.
Leavon was the one that was afraid, and I... Hey, Jed?
It's just a fairy tale. Why be so serious about it?
I should reveal the other secret I've been hiding from them. But I was still scared. Will they accept me like Francisca did? Or would they completely reject me? But there was one thing for certain. Keeping things in secret hurt them both. I needed to be honest and keep things open. Even if it would hurt me, if that did happen, I deserved it. There's one more thing I haven't told you two. I wondered if I could do it well. I'd never done this intentionally, but I knew this feeling more than anyone. I heightened my emotions to focus a burning heat into my right eye.
Jed! You!
That eye!
There it is. Both of them cried out in surprise. They looked at my eye dyed in a crimson red. Anyone who lived in this town knew when they saw the witch's eye. This is the other secret. I'm a witch. A long, long silence. I wonder what their next words might be. I was afraid. As the silence continues, the fear remained. I wanted them to say something. I want them to put an end to my fear.
So that's how it is. I knew it.
Leavon was the first to speak, but his words were much different than the ones I had anticipated. What do you mean, you knew it?
Don't tell me you knew this, too.
I didn't. But considering how you faked your gender, it wasn't too far a stretch. I simply assumed that you had a really good reason as to why you went to such lengths to keep things secret. But after thinking a while, I concluded that it was impossible.
Damn, that's confusing.
I'm sure Mother knew, right?
Yes. Only Francisca. With her advice, I was able to dress as a man and move out a few years ago.
I see. It all makes sense now.
Lavan accepted me. He didn't reprimand or antagonize me. But Levi...
Don't go being convinced about it all. I'm not so sure yet. Hey, Jed.
What?
You're a witch.
Yes.
Since when?
Maybe from birth? At the very least, I've been this way as long as I could remember.
I see. Then can you destroy all of the hawks?
Huh?
You're a witch, aren't you? The one that brings disaster to the town.
I can't. I don't have the power. My eye turns red when my emotions heighten. That's it.
Then you're not a witch.
Huh? But...
The witch is feared because she brings disaster. If you can't do that, you're no witch.
Levi...
You need to learn how to be more direct.
Shut up! You're the last one I want to hear that from.
Thank you. Levi did good. I don't know if it was out of joy or relief, or perhaps it was quelled by my oncoming tears. The heat in my right eye quickly extinguished.
It's nothing to thank us about. I'm the one who should be sorry for keeping my silence about you.
No, it's all right. When did you find out, Lavan?
I don't quite remember. I wonder when it was. You work so hard to hide that you're a woman, yet you still try to live a happy life. That inspired me to do better, to do my very best.
I see. Lavan was always more calm and composed than me, so I never saw him that way. It was genuinely surprising, and it made me happy to know that. He's always accepted me for who I am since we were young.
You kept it a secret from me, too.
I had to. She and Mother both kept it a secret. It's not something for me to blabber on about.
Mother. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry, too. I was just letting myself sulk about it.
No, I understand why you were mad, Levi.
No. Everyone has a secret or two they can't tell others. I know that better than anyone.
Ah, my heart.
You have a secret too?
Then let's hear it.
I can't tell you!
The smiles returned. Our original relationship was back. We grew up as brothers. Even when they found out I was a woman, that hasn't changed.
Oh, by the way, Jed, since you're a woman... That means I can hit on you now, right?
I don't remember this line. Levi, you gotta wait one more route. Sweet baby boy. One more route, then it's your turn, I promise. So the answer, I guess, is no. Wait, no, I guess something did change. I hope that was just a bad joke.
Don't say stuff that'll bother her. Seriously, you're always so...
What? What's wrong with that?
I mean, props to Levi for being just direct about it. Like, as soon as he found out she was a woman, he's like, and now I'm gonna ask her out.
Or are you the one that won't like it? Lavan, do you...
I said stop it.
Yeah, fine. Now that we've got that straightened out, I'm suddenly getting hungry. Let's grab something to eat.
Where can we go? What do you think will happen if the three of us go anywhere? We'll get surrounded by the Hawks immediately.
Then how about just going back to our hideout?
There's practically no food there. We only have some bread to last a while.
Seriously? What the hell do we do then?
Beats me. You're the one that wanted to go somewhere.
How about coming to the tower? It's a bit of a walk, but I can make you something.
Huh?
Huh?
Why are you so surprised?
Sorry. It was just so sudden for you to make that suggestion.
I haven't had your cooking in a while. Wasn't the last time you cooked with Mother?
I was amazed at how proper cooking could be made despite Mother's involvement.
The two of them might have been saying something really rude, but I knew how they felt. I don't have many ingredients there, but let me whip up something good to eat. I'm sure you're going to like it.
Oh, sounds good to me.
I'm looking forward to it.
I felt pressure that they were setting the bar higher, but I was sure they wouldn't complain even if I messed up. It had been a while since I cooked for anyone besides Ash and Hawk. This was starting to get fun. Oodles of fun. Oh, the roots are sticking out from under the snow over there, so be careful. I guided them through the forest path that I trekked through all the time. The fog wasn't so thick now. We could almost see the tower up ahead. The other two followed behind me. Because they were constantly training, they managed this small journey without any difficulty.
I wasn't able to pay much attention before, but...
It's pretty harsh out here. I don't think I can ever live like this.
I don't think it's all that hard. It's pretty vast, and the air is cleaner in the forest.
But isn't it cold?
You get used to it.
What do you do about bathing?
It's hard to gather water, so I get by.
Is it alright for a woman your age to be that way?
I'm not staying filthy or anything. I've never found life here to be inconvenient.
I can't deal with it if there's no bath.
We talked as we went through the forest toward the tower. The walk was so long when I was alone, but it felt so fast when going in a group. I always thought the snow was cold and annoying, but it felt like it was falling so gently today. Of course, I know it was just a matter of my own perception. Come on in.
Thank you. You leave the tower with the fire still burning.
Huh?
The stove is on! That's dangerous!
Oh, that's because...
Jed, did you just return?
I heard talking inside. Oh, he's here today. I hadn't seen him in a while, so I assumed he wouldn't be back. He's never here when I want him to be. I started to get irritated. Oh, I brought gas. There's no problem with that, right?
Guess. There aren't exactly no problems with it, mind you. This is the dwelling of a phantom. It loses its luster when it gets noisy.
I've lived here for years, and I've never seen a ghost. Oh no, I better explain to the two of them about Ashen Hawk. I was sick of keeping secrets, so I had to explain it properly so they didn't misunderstand. Just living with this suspicious-looking man would give rise to a lot of misunderstandings. You don't know the half of it, girl. Let me introduce you. His name is Ashen Hawk. I turned around toward them, but I stopped myself when I saw their faces. They were really surprised. It was like they'd just seen a ghost. The brightness in Levi's face earlier had completely vanished, and he was becoming more and more pale. Lavan, on the other hand, looked threatening, with eyes filled with anger. Ashen Hawk is looking at them with the opposite expression. What's the matter, you two?
Jed, who are these two?
Seeing the two of them brought a tremor to Ashen Hawk's voice. He was always joking around, so I'd never heard his voice like this. Ashen Hawk, you too? What's going on? Do you guys know each other? I didn't know what's going on, so I could only say the first thing that came to mind. The three of them all continued looking at each other.
Phantom!
Levi? Levi mumbled something. A phantom? What? Was I the only one that doesn't understand the situation?
Ah!
Levi? He ran outside the tower into the foggy darkness and disappeared in the blink of an eye. What should I do? Should I go after him? But... Ashen Hawk and Leavon continued glaring at each other. Levi was obviously acting strange. After thinking for a moment, I decided to go after Levi. Sorry, Leavon. I'll catch up with you later.